Okay, I think it's time to get started. First things first, I guess. If I can get under here, I drain the oil. Let me turn on. I don't know if this light's gonna help, but okay. So underneath the bike, right here. Let's see if I can. Right there is, I believe, a 17 millimeter nut to drain the oil with. So, got our pan. So basically I'm going to drain the oil. I've had a heater on it. The bike hasn't been started in over a month, and I moved it just a couple feet to here, where it is now. So all the oil should be warm, and at the bottom, it's probably 72, 73 in here, so this has got to be a lot hotter than that because that heater was blasting on it. So it should drain pretty good. And then here, take this bolt off, take this off, and that's where the filter is. When you buy filters for these, get them from K&M directly, because they also give you the seal for here for when you put it back on. And a lot of aftermarket filters do not do that, so it's worth the extra money. Once the oil's drained and I replace the filter, I'm just going to do that right now since it won't matter. I'm then going to take this side cover off. I'll have to take this off and the Kickstarter off, so the brake lever and the Kickstarter will have to come off. And then this will come off, and that's where the prize is. And while I have this off, I might touch it up a little bit. I have some of this motor paint left, so touch that up and this. You can see where I nicked it trying to get this off the last time with the headers on there. It did not go well. So anyway, so that's where we're at. So I'm going to do that and get back to this. Okay. Let's see if I can position the camera in a way that you can actually see what's going on. Alright. Hopefully you can see. It doesn't matter, it's just a bolt anyway. Wow, that sucker's on there good, huh? Alright. That's really rather interesting, since I normally just go until it's tight and then just give it a tug up. But apparently I either overdid it last time, or, which I guess is a possibility, or it just got warm and the warmth just made it seize up or what have you. I'm going to have to put just a little bit of anti-seize on this, I think. I did, there it is, and there's the oil. And I took the oil filler cap off just to loosen it. Now, let that finish draining. So that's going to take a little bit. It's coming out pretty good though, so I'll be back in a little while. I'm just going to let that completely drip and then take that off. I hope that one's not as bad. This is a real treat because it's very fine threaded and easy to strip, so you have to be very careful with it. And then to take this off, I guess the seal around here is just super tight. And the only way to get it off is to hit it with a dead blow a little bit. And once it's loose, use something like this screwdriver to get in back behind here and kind of pry it off. Normally I wouldn't do that, but that's what everything I've read says to do. And I've ground this down a little bit so it's not as sharp as it. I don't think it's going to leave many, if any, nicks in it. And I'll deal with that when the time comes, I guess. But back in a few. Alright, so all that's draining. It's almost done. I'm going to go ahead and take that off, I think. Hopefully. Oh, it needs to go up higher, doesn't it? Let's see what I can do here. Let's move this up out of the way. And in my case, it's an Allen wrench. However, normally I believe this is a 10mm bolt. Normally. Oh, that was actually too easy. Now, the fun part is the spring on here. I have to figure out. I think. One second. Alright. So I think. First, there's the lever, right? Let's see if I can get a light in on this. Let's see. See, there's a spring right here. That's where the end of the spring is. And that's where it catches the pedal. So if I can twist it and push back at the same time. Yeah, good luck with that, huh? I'm gonna need 2 hands for this hubby. I'll put you over here for now. Okay, hopefully you can see that. But you gotta push down on the spring tab. And pull back on the lever at the same time. Let's open this up a little bit first. Probably not the best way to do it. Certainly isn't the best way for my tools. Now it's out of the groove. So if I could just get it to, it's only partially out of the groove, but it's enough. There we go. Alright, so see this tab goes into this groove right there. Whoop, sorry, didn't mean to do that. Okay, so it goes into this groove. And so you just got to push down on this while pulling back on this. Hopefully that makes sense. Anyway, that takes that off. Pain in the ass, but it's off. Now let's see what we can do about this thing. Kickstarter. Now on some of these, again, this I believe is a 10mm bolt normally. However, this is, interestingly, I got this on here with all this on here. Let's see if I can do it this way. There we go. Just needed to break it loose. I could get it with my hands now. So there's that one. So that, like I said, normally that's a 10mm bolt right there. And on some of them, there's actually a 17mm bolt that goes through the center here. If you have one of those, you also have a ball bearing in here. Be careful not to lose that ball bearing. You can replace it with any other metal bearing, little metal ball, but sometimes that's hard to find. So, and then that just slides off, and it slid off that easy because I put some anti-seize on there a long time ago when I had trouble getting it off in the first place. Now there's little clips, holders for this, for the ignition wire here, and it goes one down here and then one here, so make sure not to lose those, because you do want to help keep this, your points wire, from getting on the motor and maybe chafed or burnt or whatever. There's the dipstick, take that out, and I've already taken off the clutch lever cable earlier when I was replacing that adjuster on the handlebars. So everything I read, and even in the book, doesn't mention this screw, adjustment screw, at all. So I'm going to try putting everything back together without touching that, and we'll see how it goes. I see the oil's just about done, so I'm going to set up to remove the oil filter next. Okay, so hopefully we can, let's see, hopefully this will be better. Okay, so now 10 millimeter here. It gets to a point and it starts to twist. Not a big deal. Just hold on to it. And there's the oil dripping out, streaming out. Now I'm using, when I refill this, I'll refill it with the oil recommended in the manual for it. I have resisted the temptation to use synthetic or partially synthetic because, as I understand it, it actually has a negative effect on the wet clutch. So, and there's the filter. Pop the old one out. It's on there pretty good. It's on there pretty good. Seems to have screwed into the filter, which is kind of odd, but it makes it difficult to get out. There it is. Wow. So, oh shoot, I just lost the spring. There's a spring in here. Don't want to lose that, really. But that's the old one. It really doesn't have that many miles on it. A couple hundred, maybe 1,000. Wow, that's actually pretty bad. But, alright. And then, here's the gasket. Now you could reuse this one. It's not crushed. It's very pliable. It's not that old. I think I did this a year ago. Maybe 2 years ago. But I got a new one with it, so I'm going to use the new one. Put that in there so I don't forget. And I think at this point I'm going to clean this up, fish that spring out, paint this up a little bit, you know, touch it up where it got bad, and then I gotta find a way to hold this up here without it, so it can drip. But, okay, back in a while.